The lesson in Mr. Nosey is a pretty obvious one, and I think it's got a nice execution to the narrative. In this book, which is the fourth Mr. Man book, we meet the character of Mr. Nosey. I rather like the design of him. I did have like a handmade soft toy version of him when I was younger, which is actually pretty more traumatizing than you might think. But generally, I really like the design of him, and we learn that he is very, very nosy. He's always sticking his nose where it's not wanted. And the people in the town, in Tiddletown, which I think is an amazing name, gather together and realize that something needs to be done to stop Mr. Nosey from being so nosy. So they come up with a plan, and every time he is nosy, something happens to his long nose. And he has to learn the lesson that if he keeps being nosy, he will keep getting a sore nose. And the lesson there is don't be nosy. I think it's very obvious as a lesson. Some of the lessons in the Mr. Man books are maybe not as prominent as they could be, but this one I feel like kind of was. It's not my favourite. It's not my favourite Mr. Man character. It's not my favourite story, but I do remember it from my childhood quite vividly. Mr. Nosey is a pretty decent book with a pretty important message.